All right, we are ready to go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you guys taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule just to listen to a little bit of information. I'm sure that everyone would agree that everything that's going on in our country right now absolutely is not business as usual. My name is Timmer Halligan. I live in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, and I'm excited to be able to share with you tonight some information that truly will change the way that you live your life. You know, I've got a background as a professional tennis player. I've traveled the world many years ago. And, you know, one thing I realize now more than ever is that we live in the greatest country that there is. There is so much opportunity here in the United States, even amidst everything that is going on. We still have the strongest financial country in the world. It may not seem like things are fantastic right now, but let me tell you, I'm going to share with you tonight a way that you can change some things around. And, you know, following playing professional tennis, I got into the world of coaching. You know, I've helped about 80 kids or so get Division I scholarships. And, you know, I then started a consulting firm for health clubs. In fact, that's what brought me to Raleigh, North Carolina. I run one of the largest tennis clubs throughout the whole, Southeast. I always think I'm South, but people tell me I'm on the East Coast. And but here's what I can tell you. You know, right now, as I said, it is not business as usual. Try running health clubs during a coronavirus. And I'm so excited and glad that 16 years ago, I listened to somebody when they said, I got some information to share with you, to give you some options, to give you a plan B, and be able to provide people with a service that they want to have, they need to have, they can afford to have. So I'm going to share with you guys tonight some information about our company, our services, our opportunity that truly will benefit you and all of those that you know. Let's just talk about this for just a second. You know, one thing that we will all agree is that technology has absolutely disrupted industries. And what you can also find is with these disruptions, they find themselves now disrupted, but they have changed the way that people live their lives. You take a look at what Uber has done to the taxi industry. I mean, there was a time that you had to, call a taxi, they'd come get you, they'd pick you up, you'd get in the car, you didn't know where you were going because they didn't have GPSs and all that great stuff going on. But then Uber came along and said, listen, we got this app, and all you got to do is click a button. And the person who's going to pick you up has been rated by all of your peers. You're able to tell who they are. You're able to tell the drive they have. You're able to, if you're not happy, complain about it, all from your phone. And it pretty much decimated the taxi industry. Now they're struggling. Why? People don't want to get in cars right now. They want to stay at home. Now this next disruptive innovation, Netflix. Think about what they did to Blockbuster. Could you imagine right now if Blockbuster was still around and people had to leave their houses to go out to rent movies? They'd be in big trouble right now. And in fact, they are no longer around because a company called Netflix came out. And they said, listen, we have found a better, simpler, easier, more affordable way for people to watch movies. Like right now, I can promise you, my daughter's downstairs watching Netflix. My wife is probably in our room watching Netflix. And I'm sure at some point during today, I'll pick up one of the shows that I'm watching on Netflix. Why? Because I can do it from anywhere. I can do it from my office. I can do it from my car. I can do it from my bedroom. I can do it from the living room. I can do it from anywhere I want for one low monthly subscription fee. Then you take a look at what Airbnb has done. Prior to everything that's going on right now with the coronavirus, Airbnb was the largest provider of hotel rooms, of accommodations than any other company in the world. Now today, nobody's going to hotels. Nobody's traveling, nobody's staying anywhere. But when we do return back to normal, I can tell you these two others, your Uber and your Airbnb, are going to jump right back up to the top. And now I want to tell you a little bit about our company, Legal Shield. See, we are not going anywhere during this whole pandemic that's going on. In fact, we are helping more people today than ever before. We've been around for about 50 years. We serve 4.4 million folks across the United States and Canada. We provide two services that are desperately needed. They solve major problems. Everyone can afford them. And only about 3% of the people actually know about them. And we've been featured in Forbes, Yahoo, CSNBC, Bloomberg. You know, we were formed by our company was started by this gentleman in the upper right-hand corner. He was involved in that car accident right there. He was in that car accident. He did not receive a ticket, but he did get sued. He said, what am I going to do now? I got to defend myself against something that wasn't my fault, literally bankrupt him. And an idea came to say there's got to be a better way for people to access the legal system. Thus, Legal Shield was born. That's our home office right there in Ada, Oklahoma, where we've got hundreds and hundreds of employees. And, you know, let me ask you a couple questions here. And, you know, these questions are designed really to show you how many times you probably could have used Legal Shield in your life. Think about this. How many times have you signed a contract or a document? And even more importantly, how many times did you sign it without an attorney taking a look at it first? What about ever having a landlord-tenant issue? You think people right now today with the coronavirus are going to have landlord-tenant issues? Do you think today, because of the way the economy is positioning itself, that people are not going to have some difficulties paying some of these types of things? Legal Shield will help you. You ever been in a situation where you just been treated unfairly? Somebody maybe overcharged you for something. Goodness gracious, you go on Amazon right now, people are charging like $15 for a roll of toilet paper. Are you kidding me? What about received a traffic ticket or a moving violation? Been concerned about your child's identity? Because the second thing that Legal Shield does is provide the most comprehensive solution to identity theft. Have you been a victim of identity theft or a data breach? Let me tell you right now, identity theft is going to reach even bigger proportions. Why? Because people are so focused on what's going on with the coronavirus. Have you ever been involved in a real estate transaction? In fact, I'm going through some right now as we're selling our house back in Illinois. And what about the importance and the need for getting your wills prepared, your estate in order, getting it updated, or just getting it flat out done? See, these are all things that Legal Shield is going to do to be able to help you and your family. So let's take a look at this real quick. So you download the Legal Shield app. So you've got the Legal Shield app. You download it. It gives you access to our law firms all across the United States and Canada. In fact, I just got off a call with our CEO, who, by the way, is the former vice president of global marketing for Microsoft. So we got a little bit of a hint towards having excellence in technology. He has assured us that our 1,100 attorneys across the country have now got a system in place that they can work from home to be able to provide for you all of these services 24 hours a day, 365 days a year as a Legal Shield member. See, the first thing our members have got is unlimited consultations. Do you think right now that you may have some questions or know some people that have some questions, says, hey, you know, what about this FMLA Act that's passed through the Senate? You know, how does that and what does that entitle me to as an employee? How do I take advantage of getting the monies that are owed to me by my employer if I'm impacted by Corona? You know, maybe you have to ask them some questions right now about, hey, listen, my employer's, you know, scaling back my hours right now to a point where I really can't make much money. You know, would it be better for me to go on unemployment? What do I need to do to ask to be put on unemployment? You know, what do I ask my employer potentially, where if now they're paying for a portion of my health insurance, if I go on unemployment, what does that mean for me? I mean, guys, there are so many what ifs out there right now. You need to speak to an attorney. And that's just for what's going on right now with this incredible pandemic that we've got. What about every other thing that you've got going on in life? What about, hey, listen, what do I need to do to, you know, see if my mortgage company can push my mortgages back? Hey, what do I need to do if I'm struggling right now paying my credit cards? Let me tell you, setting them down on a desk and not looking at them does not make them go away. So call your attorneys. They are also going to write letters for you and make phone calls for you. You know, imagine if when you call up somebody saying, hey, I want to get this to occur, and they're like, yeah, okay, but your attorneys call them up, or your attorneys write a letter Do you think that that situation will change? Absolutely it will. I just had my attorneys just about a month and a half, 2 months ago, write a letter over to a car warranty company because I was having some issues with a part of my BMW. It was about $8,000. Actually, it was about 6,000. But then I also had a rental car that I had for over a month that they weren't going to pay for. I just called my attorneys. I told them the situation. I actually sent them over a copy of my contract because they will also review any contracts or documents for you. So before you sign anything, make sure you send it to them. So I sent it to them. I sent them over what was wrong with the car. They said, it looks like they should be fixing everything. I said, I like the way you see that. They said, why don't we write a letter and see how they respond? Literally within 48 hours, I had a check in my hand. Literally, they overnight mailed me a check for over $8,000. I've used it for $800 situations, $8,000 situations, $20,000 situations. In fact, I've even used it for a $10 situation when a car wash tried to raise my rates and they didn't give me proper notice. It doesn't matter because with Legal Shield, there's no cost for using all of these services. They're also going to cover you just in case you were to get audited by the IRS, just in case. In the event you are ever named in a civil lawsuit, you've got a bank of hours set aside. Think about this. If you got sued for whatever reason and you had to write a check to defend yourself, even though you were completely not at fault, how much could you write that check for so that it would not impact your family's daily finances? Well, you don't have to worry as a member of Legal Shield because we got hours already set aside for you just in case. See, just in case, here's the deal. It's better to have Legal Shield when things come up and not need it than you need it and you just don't have it, right? They're going to cover you for family domestic services. Listen, if you're going through an uncontested divorce, name change, separation, or adoption, Legal Shield after 90 days, if it's uncontested, will do that for you for free. That's the power of Legal Shield. Next thing that Legal Shield does for all of our members is just in case you were to get yourself a speeding ticket or a moving violation anywhere in the United States, they will actually send an attorney to court for you or with you or advise you on what you need to do to help keep your fines down, your fees down, and ultimately keep your insurance costs down. That is powerful. I got 3 teenage drivers. Are you kidding me? They get 1 ticket, it goes on my record, my insurance goes through the roof. Not with Legal Shield. Now, most importantly, and I'll be honest, guys, this is the reason I got Legal Shield 15 years ago, 16 years ago now, is I needed to get my will done. I think now more than ever, here's the deal. You find people right now that are so concerned about this coronavirus in the event it hits them. I mean, they are so concerned about finding toilet paper, making sure that, they've got, plenty of supplies in their house, making sure they got lots of disinfectant. But here's what people need to make sure, because if this does hit your house, listen, we talk about the will and the importance of having a will. And the reality is you're probably not going to pass away from the coronavirus, but many folks have, and many more folks will. But you will be briefly incapacitated. You will be in a situation where you could end up in the hospital. And here's one thing you must have in place, folks. You've got to have your estate in order. The documents that you must have, your wills, your living will, your power of attorney, your medical power of attorney, your financial power of attorney, because nobody can make decisions for you unless you've got it in writing. You can't make them for your wife. Your wife can't make them for you. Parents, if you've got children that are over the age of 18 years old, I implore you to make sure that they've got these things in order. Kids are running around right now on spring break like it's just their normal time out there, and it's not. And if your kids were to get ill, unless you have a power of attorney put together, you cannot make medical decisions for them. You cannot make financial decisions for them. And so I encourage you, please make sure that your children are covered. Then you take a look at that second thing that Legal Shield does. And some folks may say, hey, listen, you know what, identity theft, they can have my identity, especially right now with the way this financial world is going. But let me tell you, right about now, especially because the government extended, you now have 90 more days to do your taxes. That is 90 more days that identity thieves have to file false tax returns. They just got themselves a big raise when the government extended that. Medical claims, you don't think that people are going to want to use your medical insurance that become impacted by this, your social security number, your driver's license, create crimes in your name, mess up your credit even more than this virus is going to do, for so many folks? Well, here's what Legal Shield does. With our ID Shield product, we monitor everything that matters for you. Your credit score, social security, passport, driver's license, medical information, email, loans, credit cards, bank accounts. We go through the dark web looking for people buying, selling, and trading your information. And when you become a victim of identity theft, we are going to do the entire restoration for you, bringing you back to where you were before you were a victim of identity theft. Now, listen, Legal Shield coupled with ID Shield, if you're an individual, it's $34.90 a month. I mean, seriously, a little over $1 a day to give you the most unbelievable peace of mind. Now, the legal plan covers you, your spouse, your kids up to 26 years old, living at home or away at school. And with that individual plan, it covers you individually with ID Shield. Now, if you've got a family, you got kids, you got a wife, you got a spouse, you got any of that stuff, you need ID Shield and Legal Shield for your family. It's only $49 a month. I mean, guys, that's a half a tank of gas. I mean, your half a tank of gas goes out in a couple hundred miles. Your Legal Shield membership, takes care of everything that you've got going on in life. And then we also have these member perks. Here's what's amazing about member perks. We got 4.4 million clients. These companies want to give our clients a great discount. I mean, I save over $150 a month every single month just on my phone bill. I got 5 children, so I got 7 phones in this house, 7 lines, and I save $150 a month. That's 3 months. Every month that I have my phones, which I have to have, I save 3 months of a Legal Shield membership. I get cell phones, movie tickets, hotel rooms, rental cars, flowers for my wife, you name it, we get it at a big discount with member perks. In fact, I would bet you that you will save more money with your member perks program, which is free, than you pay for Legal Shield. So now that you've had an opportunity to see what it is that Legal Shield does, I want to share with you the opportunity. I'll just share you my story, guys. When I started with Legal Shield 16 years ago, I was making a good living. I mean, I was making a good 6-figure a year income running health clubs, running the world's largest club. Did that for many, many years. And then I started my own consulting firm. And the whole time I was just building my Legal Shield business. And this Legal Shield company has paid us almost $1 million to go out and tell people about the services that I just told you about, to go out and share with people this opportunity that I'm about to share with you. And let me tell you, in the event that this coronavirus, which very easily, I truly anticipate in the next 3 to 4 days, will shut down the clubs that I'm running from a health club perspective, just because you have to, right? I'm just waiting for it to occur. Good thing is we've been getting 6 figures a year in from Legal Shield, for the last 8 or so years. And so at least now I'll be able to shift right back into this mode and not skip a beat. But a lot of folks don't have that opportunity. And so tonight I'm going to share with you a little bit more about the opportunity to go out and just tell people. Right now, you're probably already thinking about, yes, you need these services, but you probably know somebody else that could use them. In fact, anybody that you care about, you should tell them. And if this opportunity isn't for you, just tell the person that, that told you about this call tonight that you got a couple names you'd like to give them, and do them a favor and let them know about Legal Shield. So here's the way it works with Legal Shield. When you first partner up with us, okay, you first partner up with Legal Shield, you go out and sell a $49 plan, and you really don't have to sell it. All you got to do is send people a little bit of information, invite them to something like this, send them a video that we've already got put together, get them onto a call with somebody who's been around a little bit longer than you. You create a list, you invite people, people will help you to get this membership in the hands of others. So when they buy that $49 membership, the family plan, Legal and ID Shield, you're going to get paid $60 the very next day. So they spend $49, you get paid $60. Now, after you've written just 4 of these memberships, really after you've written $180 worth of services. So if the membership's $50, 4 of those is 200. You've already passed 180. They're going to now double your commissions to $120 a piece, 120 bucks. And then after you get to $400 a piece or $400 worth of memberships, and it's cumulative, now they're going to take you to $140, then up to $160, $190, $230, $280. I mean, gosh, even if you would have never gotten paid more than $120, which is not the case, we're going to automatically give you a raise the more you market these services. But even at $120, go out and write 5 of those in a month. 5 of those in a month is $600, $580. Actually, $600 if you sold 5 of them. You know, go out and sell at $140 a piece. You know, you're looking at $600 when you go out, or $700 when you go out and write them. I mean, guys, all you got to do is go out and tell people about it. Legal Shield pays you, and we pay you every single day of the week. Now, the second way that we get paid with Legal Shield, and this is exciting, because what if you did get sick? You know, God willing, I will not get this coronavirus. But if I did, the team that we have built and the team that you can build for yourself, and they go out and market these memberships, when they market a membership, because everyone's looking for an opportunity. I mean, come on now. With everything happening economically, everyone's looking for an opportunity. So your buddy, your girlfriend, the friend that you've got from who's the parents of some of the kids that were on your soccer teams, but now there's no soccer teams practicing, so everybody's sitting at home. One of them is looking for something to do. They go out and sell a membership. They get paid a commission. You get paid an override, just like a real estate broker, just like a mortgage broker. I mean, so when they write it, they get paid, you get paid. Here's how it works. Let's say that I'm at the manager level and I'm at $140 a piece. And let's say that, you partnered up with us and you sell a membership, you get paid 60. I'm going to get paid, you're going to get paid 60, and I'm going to get paid 20 plus 20. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get trained. I'm going to help you launch your business. I'm going to help you with getting the information in the hands of people. So why shouldn't 2 people or 3 people or 4 people or 5 people get paid when somebody does something? Well, they should. So now let's say that you were to go from $60 to $120. All right. So you're at 120. Let's say I'm at 160. All right. But your friend just joined with us. So your friend gets paid $60 because they know a family that could use the services. You're at $120 now because you Fast Start qualified. And I'll share with you the bonus opportunity with that. You went out and wrote 3 or 4 memberships, or you recruited one person and wrote 2 memberships, and all of a sudden you get promoted. So you get 120. This person gets 60. You get 20. And if I'm at the senior manager position, I get 20 plus 20. Let's just take an example from yesterday, right? So if I make $280 every time I personally write a membership, then I've got somebody who's at the senior manager position. This person's down in Kentucky. They wrote a membership. They get paid $160. They got somebody on their team who's at $120, and they got this person right here who's at $60. So this person right here wrote a membership for $60. The person at $120 got $20. The person at $160 got 20 plus 20, so they got $40. And I got 30 plus 40, which is 70 plus 50, which is $120. Everybody wins when you help each other. And what's so incredible is that if you hit these first 2 positions in your first 45 days, you've got a $800 worth of bonuses. You hit this first position the first 20 days, you get a $300 bonus. That means literally go out and write 4 memberships by yourself, or have one person join your team and write 2 memberships or so. And you get a $300 bonus in 20 days. You can do that in 20 hours. I've seen people do it in 20 minutes. Honestly, you just pick up the phone, go, I got something really cool I want to show you. They say, man, that makes sense to me. They sign up, bam, you're there. Then in the first 45 days, if you get to that $400, I mean, market $400 worth of something, and you're going to get a $500 bonus. You can do that by yourself or with a team. That is why I'm so excited to share with you all about Legal Shield. Now, the third way that we get paid, and this is the best way, guys, you get paid residual income for life. You know, when I own my consulting firm, you know, it's interesting. I charge people quite a bit of money to do some consulting for them. And when I leave, they are much better off than when I started. They pay me one lump sum of money, or, you know, over a period of months, they pay me money. And they're still using my ideas and the things that I taught them today. They're the ones that are getting paid residually for a one-time investment because I've given them the information. How about if you get paid residually from somebody else's one-time investment. Because as long as people keep their Legal Shield membership, you get paid month after month, year after year, for as long as they keep the membership. See, that's the power of having this business. Over here on the left, it tells you about building a small team of individuals, 30 folks. They're out there marketing 5 memberships a month. That brings you up to $7,500 a month worth of extra income. How would that help you and your family? We get to go on great trips every single year. I mean, I've taken my wife on about 13 trips. A couple of them I've gotten to take my parents on, one specifically on their 50th anniversary. What a great feeling that was to take my parents on an all expense paid trip where it didn't cost me anything. That was probably one of the most gratifying moments as a son that I've ever had. One time I took my dad to Jamaica as one of our trips, just me and him. Of course, with about 500 other Legal Shield associates and their guests, but you can earn those trips at no cost. Now with Legal Shield, you've got a $99 investment to start a business. 99 bucks, that's it, $99. 2 memberships, you're in profit mode. You own your book of business. It is portable, which means that when I left Chicago to move to North Carolina, I just bring it right along with me, just like I bring my computer. It's willable, which means if something were to happen to you or something happened to me, you can leave your entire business to your children. They can leave it to their children, who can leave it to their children. It is willable. Lifetime residual incomes, incredible training and support. Your only overhead in this business is 20 bucks a month. $20 a month gives you your entire back office. It gives you a website that people can enroll on. It gives you a tool on your phone that's filled with all of the marketing materials that you could ever imagine to have. If I want to text somebody a message, send them a video via email, put something onto social media, I just click a couple buttons and all the information gets dispersed. That's the power of having the former vice president of global marketing for Microsoft as the gentleman heading your company. We got a proven track record, 400 plus 6-figure earners. That means they make over 6 figures a year. 250 plus individuals that have earned over $1 million with our company. 250 plus that are at $50,000 to $100,000 a year. 40,000 plus right now getting residually paid every single month. And we've paid out over $1 billion, in the last 10 years. And we usually do that every 10 years, but right now we're on track to do that in about 7.5 years. You can see all different walks of life, from sales to real estate to college students to retail to being in the post office. People from all walks of life can succeed, and they do with Legal Shield. So listen, just to recap a couple things, which is pretty cool. The world's largest taxi company doesn't own any vehicles. The leading movie rental company doesn't own any retail stores. The most popular media provider, Facebook, they don't provide the content, you do. The largest overnight accommodations company in the world, Airbnb, they don't own any hotels. Legal Shield provides access to legal services in all 50 states and now all provinces of Canada, and we don't own the law firms. But we do have the opportunity to provide the service. So folks, I absolutely appreciate you joining tonight just to get a little bit of information about our company, Legal Shield. One thing I can tell you is that you made a great choice to be able to jump on it and just get a little information. Get back to the person that brought you on. Let them know you'd like more information about Legal Shield. Become a member of Legal Shield. Listen, if the opportunity isn't for you, that's fine. Let the person know that it's not for you, but you've got some people that you know that need to have this membership. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and bye-bye for now.